Hello again, Gateway students. Welcome to another lesson. Today's lesson will use Google Drawing, and we're going to create a timeline. And the topic on the timeline is U.S. space firsts. You may know 1950 through 1990 or 2000, Russia and the United States were in a space race, and there were certain endeavors that the Russians were able to achieve before the United States, but there are also certain things the United States was able to achieve before the Russians were able to achieve them. Those are the ones I want you to focus on. Namely, starting point, United States program was able to land and have the first human step foot on the moon. His name was Neil Armstrong back in 1969. So without further ado, let's find a background to use. And I'm going to type in Earth wallpaper to get just a simple image of an earthly background. And then I'm going to right click and save this image as, and I'm going to call mine Earth BG4, Earth background 4, and then I'm going to save it. It's in my downloads folder, as you can see down the bottom left. At that point, I'm going to start by opening Google Drawing. I type in Google Drawing, and then I see right here, docs.google.com, drawings. That's the first link. I'm going to select that, and it should open, verify up in the upper right whether that's your account or not. If it is, good. And it says Untitled Drawing. First thing I want to do is insert my background image. So I'm going to insert image, and I'm going to upload from computer. And there's my Earth BG4, select it. And then I'm going to use one of the blue boxes to edit the shape slightly to make it fit the entire 11 by 8.5 landscape format sheet. The next step, I'm going to create the big arrow that goes across. So somewhere in the middle there, you'll see the line tool, and there's a little arrow for a drop-down menu, and select it. And the second tool down is arrow. So I select that. I put my cursor here on the left side where that purple spot is, and I pull it across my sheet all the way to the other purple, maybe just falling a little bit to the left of it. Let it go. And now I'm going to go up to the line color and change it to red so that it can be seen. I'm going to change the line weight to probably like 8 pixels. And there you see the beginning of my timeline. The next thing to do is go to shapes. It's got a little circle and a rectangle icon at the top, and you see shape. So you select it, and then you click shapes, and then the rectangle shape is the first one. Click. And I'm going to draw that first shape up at the top right there, approximately that size. Let it go. As you can see, the default color was a light blue and the outline is black. So what I want to do is go to that color fill and change it to transparent, and go to my color border color, and change it to red, and change the line weight to maybe 4 pixels so that it's highly visible. You can see it now. The next step is to insert text box. Select it, and I click right inside my text box and type it in. My first event, first human to step on the moon, comma, remember the date, 1969. Also, I cannot see it. It's in black text. So I'm going to highlight my text, change the color. See up here, there's an A with a black line underneath. I'm going to click that and change it to red. I'm going to click the B for bold text. And I'm going to, at that point, grab this text box and squeeze it down so that it fits inside of the box outline that I made for it. All right, now look, that would be pretty nice. So the next step is to make 9 more of these. So what I want to do is make sure that I'm in the select tool. See, there's an arrow, it's almost universal throughout graphic programs. Select tool, select my text, hold the shift key, and select the outline of my box. Now both things are selected, and I can copy both things using Control and C at the same time. And then I go Control V immediately after, and it makes a paste of the exact identical text and box. And I can put it in my upper left corner, then go Control V and put maybe down here a little bit more to the right, but at the lower left corner. Then I can go Control V, put another one here, and then Control V, and I repeat this process, making sure that each box is more to the right as I move along. Control V, I want to make sure that these continue to move right across the timeline. Control V, getting close, and Control V. I believe I've done it. Maybe one more. I'll pull it over here, Control V. Right here, there. And you may be able to adjust these later. Okay, so this is a good starting point right in the middle. First human to step on the moon. But now I'm going to concern myself with the very first element on my timeline. First human to step on the moon, that's not correct. So I'm going to go to my research and look up US space firsts. I just type that in. And my favorite source is www.nasa.gov, United States Space Programs Firsts, NASA. Select that. And you'll see as you go down, the fourth page is an entire list of all kinds of events that the United States did first. And what I'm going to do is start with maybe this one, first long-range weapon launched back in 1957. So I'm going to highlight that and go Control C, make a mental note that it's in 1957. Now I'm going to go to my first textbook box on the left, highlight it, and then go Control V, and it pastes the new text in with a comma, 1957. And I'm going to stretch the box and try to see if I can make the box or the text fit inside the box in an aesthetically pleasing way. You might have to actually select the box to stretch it and make it fit a little. Now you see how I edited. Now I'm considering this one. It's my next one to the right. So I'm going to go back and look for a date between 57 and 69 and try to find an event that I could place in there. Maybe first chimpanzee to orbit Earth. His name was Enos. Go Control C. Take a note, 1961. So I go to this second box, highlight it, go Control V, comma, 1961. See, I typed in my text, and now I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to grab these boxes and stretch it out, maybe move it a little bit this way, and then possibly select my box and make it fit around the text a little better. I want to make it aesthetically pleasing. See, now I have 2, 3 of them done. So now I'm going to some date between 61 and 69. Possibly. Looking for a good one. First global communications network satellite. Very nice. Control C, it happened in 1968. Here. I'm going to highlight my text and go Control V, paste it in, comma, 1968. And if I don't like it, I'm going to stretch it and try to get it to fit inside my boxes in an aesthetically pleasing way. And you have to practice selecting the boxes and adjusting their shapes. As I proceed across, I just continue to go 57, 61, 68, 69. Maybe I can leave this as 69, and then I'm going to change this box and change it to after 69. I'm looking for the next United States. You can just, there's so many to choose from. First spacecraft to reach Jupiter. Control C. It happened in 1972. So now I'm going to highlight this box. You go Control V, comma, 1972. And I don't like the way it's positioned, so I just grab the adjuster blue squares and adjust. There we go. That's a little better. Make sure I select the box. Bring it here, bring it here. Now, after you've filled in all 10 in sequence, go back to the line tool. It's this little drop-down menu. Find the line tool and draw lines from your boxes down to your space, to your timeline arrow. See? As I do that. Oh, I'm concerned because I just didn't change the color to red. And then this one here, select it if you want. And then you can change it to red. And then while it's red, back to the line tool. Continue to put your lines. Now you will need to proceed and finish all of the boxes. Connect them to the timeline. And once you're finished connecting all, oops, Control Z if you make a mistake. Remember Control Z, back to the line tool, practice, and then back up to here. Now, once you've done that, you change the title. US Space Firsts. And as a final step, you can go to the shapes and create a border by putting marquee all the way around. Remember, you can change this to transparent. You can change the color to red or whatever. You can change the thickness to a thicker color. It makes a very aesthetically pleasing timeline. I hope this video helps you get the job done. Good luck.